What's up, guys? My name is Khan, and we're back today with my buddy Kosmo. How's it going, Kosmo?
Hello, hello. I'm doing well.
You know, it's been a long time since we've had you in a video, so I figured...
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
This
Can
one's...
you tell how excited I am?
You look super... You're doing like 360s there. Like, no scope. No scope, 360. But anyways, guys, I brought Kosmo back because he knows a fair amount about this device in real life. And if you guys don't know, I'm going to put a link in the description for the video. But this is... I tried to make the MIT, like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They have a thing called a transform table. And it's basically a table of pistons. And we've got 64 of them in an 8x8 grid, and they do all sorts of cool stuff with it. They've got apps that play music and show like the equalization by moving the pistons up and down, and they've got apps that will like, you know, create a sloped surface using pistons to try and like, you know, pixelate it and do all that. One of the things they did show is using a webcam and rendering an image using the pistons in 3D, so almost replicating the image through the internet, and that's exactly what this does. So the easiest example, Kosmo, let's just start with like a tire here, right? Sure. So if we put a tire down, you know, and we can actually stack two tires. So let's put two tires on this glass platform here. It has to be on the glass. Beauty. And then we can we'll go up here. This don't stand on the gray, but if we hit this switch using that same sort of pulsing piston method I did before with the car, I can hold the pistons at specific spots, and the table will in fact render the image of the tire.
Nice. So
there's a few limitations to this. So number one being it only looks down on the object. So if you have like an overhanging spot, it will create like an image of that. And of course the second limitation being it's all pixelated, so it's individual pixels.
That's right. But
this will scan, so that's the effective shape of a tire. This is what you would see if you were using the tire, which is kind of cool. But each individual piston, it is only 8x8. My favorite thing is just drawing stuff.
That's
you go
what I wanted to do, yeah.
4, 5, 6. Oh, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So does it, and it determines height as well, right?
Yeah, it'll go full...
Right, that's right, because it has the sensors on the range.
Right, so
it
actually works in a really simple way. So the sensors start where they're just detecting the glass floor, and that's it. And they don't detect anything else. And then basically, this piston here moves at the same speed as the... Oh, I made this one too high. Sorry, it's actually only by 9. 8x8 by 9 because of the one block of the glass floor. Gotcha. But anyway, so these pistons here, they all move at the same speed as this piston here. So every time it gets to a new level, it basically checks and says, okay, which sensors are still on? And if they're on, then I have to extrude that piston an extra block distance.
Okay.
Right? If that makes any sense.
No, yeah, that makes total sense.
It's not instantaneous like the MIT transform one is, obviously, because, you know, I gotta pulse the pistons. So that's obviously the thing. If I was originally thinking of doing this with stacked pistons, so having, let's say, if I wanted 10 in height, I'd have 10 stacked pistons. That was horrible for lag. Like, this is already, this is 64 pistons all right next to each other. 100 killed it, like killed the game completely.
Really?
Oh yeah, I don't know why. That's why I couldn't do a 10 by 10. So I wanted to do a 10 by 10. I cut it back to a 9 by 9. It was still laggy, and so I cut it back to an 8 by 8. But this is cool. This is just just cut, you know, whatever you want there. I got a nice hollow object. All right, so let's put one more thing down
back
here.
Up here.
Yeah, well let's just do one more thing. I don't know, maybe let's see if, you know what? I'm very curious to see if this actually comes in as a 2x2 square or if it comes in with the curve. So let's just check this here. Obviously there's a few things I could do with this. I could put the scanner, I really should have put the scanner on a remote control device, so you could like drop the scanner somewhere in the map and then move the renderer. Oh no, it does come in as a 2x2.
That looks so cool.
Yeah, as it extrudes out.
Yeah, watch it extrude out.
Yeah. Actually, Hawk was suggesting, my other mod there, Hawk was suggesting that I make some way of chopping off it, so you could like weld the object together and then chop it, and you've basically created an image of it. But then of course the problem is you have to replace each of the individual, like each of these concrete columns. If you try painting them, you'll see they're not connected to any of the other ones, right? It only will paint the one, because each one has to be on its own individual piston for this to work. And then of course the whole thing kind of bounces a little bit up and down because of the you know, we're trying to hold the pistons in one spot rather than move them. But it's really quite awesome. Actually, if you stand on it, now the whole table bounces and you don't even notice the bouncing anymore.
Oh yeah.
See that?
There you go.
But I mean, it's just such a silly device. I mean, obviously there's zero practical use for it.
No, but it's definitely fun to play around with.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
I think if you guys want me to, make sure you post in the comments down below. But if you want, I think I will take the time and make a remote controlled version of it, so you can just, you know, chop it right here, move the scanning table somewhere else, and maybe have your buddy across the map try and like send you data through this table or something. I don't really know how that would work.
That would be cool.
All right, so let's play a little bit of a guessing game here. You go down up top. Actually, you go up top first.
Alrighty.
Okay, and I'm gonna draw a basic shape out of blocks here.
Okay, is it gonna be a swastika?
No, it's not. It's not gonna be a swastika. It's probably gonna be pretty straightforward here.
Get her done. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, it's an emoji.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's a
That's
little,
awesome.
except I made his face really wide. he's got a deep face, man.
He's got a really deep face.
He's gonna keep going for a bit. Yeah, it's kind of limiting with the 8x8 area. I didn't really know what to draw. I mean, okay, you draw something better.
All right.
I don't really. That was obviously way too easy because as soon as it extruded that first block, it was like, oh well, it's a face. Like there's no way to hide that because, you know, it sees the shadow of an object, right? So if you do something like this, for example, which we won't extrude, but if you do that, it's just gonna draw this L shape as if it's this shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because that's all it can see. The sensors go, oh, I still see an object in the way. So you can't really do it in a full 3D, but the transform table that they have doesn't do it in full 3D either. There's no way for them to do it either. It's just up or down from the piston. Now theirs are a lot faster and a lot more accurately controlled, but this is scrap mechanics. So, are you painting the Mona Lisa down there, bud?
Pretty much.
Just,
Tricky. The fact that you can't do like full 3D makes it.
I know, right?
Creative.
But that's why I wonder with the MIT transform table, because they were talking about web conferencing and stuff using this as a device, and it's like, but you can't really make a full 3D sort of image. And this is where virtual reality comes in, because virtual reality can do a 3D image of your position using external cameras. But then the problem with that is, of course, is you can't physically represent yourself. Whereas the transform table is a physical representation, you know, with the pistons. The nice thing is too, though, the devs, I did tweet them about that controller issue I was having a couple days ago. They fixed it right away. Like, it was awesome. They actually, Scrapman sent them a bunch of notes as well, and they went through all the notes, and they fixed as many of the issues as they could, which is great. So I can upload this to the workshop, and I am also going to upload the Humvee with the lifted kit on it, because they fixed the controller issues, so you can actually save blueprints, and if you spawn them, they will be good. Did you make it? Did you make the Mona Lisa?
Yes.
We're gonna find out here. Let's hit the switch. All right, what do we got? Nothing. Oh, it's a K. It's for sure a K. Wait, what? It's a weird K. Man, it is so cool to watch it extrude, though.
It is. Like, just watch it.
It's so satisfying just to see it go. Like, now you'll notice it is pulsing kind of at. Look, you notice it's a half block interval.
Yep.
So that's because of the pulsing I use.
Right.
So because of the way the pulsing works, each one of these you can see is 1 block intervals here, which is the same as the 1 block intervals there. But that's why you only get a range of 9, 8 by 8 by 9, not 10, because technically speaking, it's actually 8 by 8 by 9.5.
Right.
So the pulsing takes away a half a block, because when it pulses, you need it to stay not in between, not at 1 or at 0. It needs to be at in between 1 and 0 and stay in that condition to stay pulsed, right? So that's a wicked looking K, dude.
Yeah, man.
Looks cool.
Yeah, you need to like make a viewing screen so that it hides the initial layer, because that's just a dead giveaway, right? Like, if you want to play with your buddies, looked at this right now, if you didn't see it extrude, then you wouldn't know what it is right off the bat unless you stood right on top of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you want to play with your buddies, you really just should not watch it extrude. just have the guy go up top and then wait, and then they try and figure it out or something. But if you scan a person, you can go upstairs if you want to scan me. I'll show you. You can see what it is. And the nice thing is too, once it's fully extruded, I can get off the scanner and it will keep the extrusion.
Nice.
It's designed that once it extrudes an object, a block, it retains it. Even if you try and change it after the fact, it doesn't matter. As soon as it's extruded that 1 block layer, it's done. And so you'll see what'll happen is the pistons will actually move up a full block, and then they'll settle back down a half block and get to that vibration point where everything's pulsing. And you can see there on the side, all the logic gates are pulsing.
Hey, is that your sledgehammer, or are you just happy to see me?
No, I'm just literally just. Oh, there we go.
Nice. We got the height now too. Beautiful.
You can see what the head is. Okay, there we go. It's fully extruded now. So now I can go upstairs and take a look.
Looks creepy, man.
It's weird, isn't it? Because
It's
if you notice, it's like you can actually see basically the hitbox of your character.
That's right.
I mean, that's really what this is. This is your character's hitbox. And it is kind of weird because I was standing like this. So you can see the head is actually smaller than the rest of it. But I was standing pretty much like this. So it picked up the one arm there. And it picked up everything else. But definitely was a lot of fun to make. It wasn't as hard as you'd think. You really just have to make one cell and then duplicate it 64 times. Make sure you hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Go check out Kosmo's channel as he does all sorts of cool... Holy cow. How are you even doing that? But anyways, make sure you check out Kosmo's channel as well, and of course check out the MIT transform table. I'll post a video link to that, and download this from the workshop, play around with it, let me know what you think. It doesn't really cause too much lag. I mean, it causes a bit. If you have a decent computer, you should be able to run it, but it definitely works great, and it doesn't really lag too much. The 10x10 became like 1 FPS. I have no idea how, but make sure you hit those buttons down below, and as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Oh, you're done now?